trilogy questions. We're going to stay client focused, but A is going to ask the trilogy questions. Okay, now I need to borrow the timer, David. We're gonna give you 5 minutes, not 2, but it's gonna take the rest of this event for us to get through this. So I'm gonna cut out the rest of what we're gonna talk about. I think this is important, don't you? Yeah. We'll go over this together at the end. Okay, so before we get started, wait a minute. We're setting the time. So everybody know who A is? A is the coach who's offered you to go to coffee. Who said, "Sister, would you go to experience the Take Shape for Life experience with me so I can teach you what I do?" Whoever it is. Choose the person in your life, a client, a coach. And everybody's presented the business to all of your clients who run through this, right? With the program. Does everybody have a trilogy? Oh, you need one? If anybody's thinking of a trilogy rule, raise your hand. We're not starting yet. Wait a minute, here we go. Okay, so one, I'm not going to do this, okay? Raise your hand. We're excited, yes. Okay, now we're going to give you 5 minutes. You're going to ask questions, and what are you going to do? Take notes. And repeat back to them what you heard them say. You're going to be in this conversation. And you're going to repeat back to them what you say, and then they're going to tell you, by the way, you're going to tell the other person if you actually heard them or not. So let's try to get each other. By getting someone, I mean, you're asking them questions, you're repeating them back in their words. How does it feel when somebody takes the conversation and starts talking about themselves or says, "Oh, that reminds me"? You're actually going to be present for everything that they have to say. I know she's frustrated, frumpy, and has 2 kids. Find out as much as you can about that person, but move it along, because we're going to go back. You want all 3 understanding of where they are in their life, but the client is the focus. So then you want to go back to that part and ask them how to move from where they are to where they want to go. Just a few steps, right? Let's not go to 10. How many people take them to 10? No. So take a look at that, okay? And does everyone know what they need to do? I would go back to before you started the program, by the way. I would not do current reality. Okay? You can
goes to 10. How would you rate your body? 1 is 260 pounds dead, 10 is you ready to run a marathon. Focused on the healthy body because it relates. Would you find your mic on the left-hand edge of that? We'll talk about this sheet. Find your mic along here.
Okay, everyone, please stand up. We're going to have, clear that up, please. I want to hear from you guys. Your turn to share how this went.
Good job. You did a way better job with that than I did.
Thank you for participating. Was that helpful? Awesome. Now I want to hear, this is A or B. Tell us if you were A or B. Did the person get you? Did you feel gotten? Did they repeat back to you what you heard them say? Did you feel like you'd actually want to sit down and go through the claim profile form and maybe place an order? And I know this is bumpy at first, but would anyone be willing to share? Let's go A first. If you were A, what was this like for you?
Oh. Yeah. So what was it like for me being A, asking the questions, or?
Whatever you like, whatever came out for you, I'd like you to share.
You know, I really like this exercise. I thought it was really wonderful to actually get to practice it, and because we do it a lot, but I actually hadn't sat down and practiced it with another coach before. So I thought it was fabulous. I thought Bill did a great job. He asked me questions, and it actually got me to think, even now, currently, about some of the things. So it was really good, and I loved how when we went through the trilogy wheel, actually at each spot, he repeated back to me what I had said. I thought that was nice instead of waiting till the very end to repeat it back, because that made me feel heard in the moment. And so that was one of my favorite pieces.
Thank you. And I'm asking you to track time because I don't want you guys to miss the next workshop. But I want to have as many shares as we can. Kelly, you tell us when we're done, okay? Can we do another A or do we need to switch to B?
We should probably switch to B. We have like 6
Okay,
minutes.
let's hear it. Thanks for sharing.
I wanted to ask, what do you do when you have a situation where you're talking to somebody and they're scoring very high in each of the areas? What do you do then? What do you got for them?
How many people have that happen that often? So let me just ask a question. Is that the exception of the rule? Raise your hand if it's the exception. So that's a great question. What becomes really important is that you've got to find their why. That person has to have one. For example, Una's a great example of that. Her why was to really help and serve people. It wasn't about the financial part. So if someone scores really high in all areas, the truth is, for me, I better be darn good at asking questions and getting out the shovel until we find why they intrinsically would want this more than going on a trip to Hawaii. More, that they would keep this in their life and continue.